Hello and welcome. This is THEGREAT speaking, and this is a new channel. As you can see, we'll be focusing on NASDAQ and Dow Jones. Of course, the purpose is to just do a video demonstration, a very short video demonstration of what I will be expecting, personal expectation for NAS and Dow Jones. And I'll be throwing in my personal expectation for pound JPY and pound USD, so that we can all be on the same page. So I'll go straight away to it, and I will start with NASDAQ. So for NASDAQ, my personal bias is a sell. And I will be looking out for, this is the daily time frame, I will be looking out for sells up to level 1 as indicated. So level 1 is 10,300. That is an institutional level of pricing, so we will be targeting 10,300. So that is a bias. And when you have a bias of a sell, it doesn't necessarily mean that there will not be buys. We will have some short buy opportunities. Let me go down to H4 so that we can see clearly. And this is what I will be targeting, or rather, this is what I will be looking out for. I will be looking out for two things. As you can see, price has been trading, of course, within this horizontal channel. I have already indicated it. And we expect either two scenarios. Keeping in mind that our directional bias is a sell, we will be expecting it's either scenario 1, we have short buys, and as you can see here, these are the short buys, because remember, this is our support, and price closed at our support zone. So we might have short buys. That is scenario number 1. We might have short buys up to our optimal trade entry point, which is 11,300. So once we get to 11,300, we'll be looking out for price action structures around 11,300 to confirm our long sells. So in case we have price action structures around 11,300, we are going to strike for our sells. That is scenario number 1. As indicated, short buys, then we sell. That scenario number 1 is backed by, if you go down to H4, and as you can see how price closed here, you can see this structure around here. This is what we call a DOW. So we might have some buys, very short buys. Remember, our directional bias is a sell. So we will mainly focus on selling this market than buying this market. But that does not mean that we cannot take the short buys. Short buys, but our directional bias is a sell. So we might have scenario number 1, which is short buys, then we sell aggressively to 10,300, which is also our institutional level of pricing. Allow me to go back to H4 so that you can see scenario number 2. Price may also decide, allow me to draw new ones. So price may also decide, remember this is our directional bias, is a sell. So we might come down, we might sell, then retrace, we might come down, that is, we might sell and then retest this broken support. So that now, once we retest we retest our support like that, we can now take our sells without fear. So that is scenario number 2 that we might encounter. If this support is broken, we will wait for a retest, then we sell. So how will you know which scenario has occurred? You'll be looking out for price action around this support zone. If price action confirms for buys, just know that scenario number 1 is the one to overrule. That is, you look out for short buys to 11,300 and then you sell aggressively. And why am I talking about 11,300? First of all, it's our institutional level. Secondly, it's our optimal trade entry point. You look out for sells downwards. If price action confirms for sells, or rather, there's price action to confirm for sells, you will wait for our price to break our support and retest for you to get your entry around this zone. So that is how you are going to be handling NASDAQ. But remember, overall, our directional bias is a sell. Good. That is done. Allow me to go down to Dow Jones and Dow Jones daily time frame, and of course Dow Jones and NASDAQ, they highly correlate. So the same thing, I've already indicated my zones for NASDAQ. My level 1 is 26,000, and this is the my directional bias for Dow Jones, is still a sell. As I've said, NAS and Dow Jones, they highly correlate. So I expect price to sell to 26,000, which I've indicated as my level 1, and we'll still be targeting level by level. Level by level. So good, let's go down to H4, and I've also indicated my zones that I will be targeting. Of course, you can see price has been trading within this channel, and we have 2 scenarios also that might take place. And scenario, they are the same as that for NAS. And scenario number 1, this being a support, we might get short buys to 28,000 zone. That becomes our optimal trade entry point. We buy short buys. Remember, our directional bias is a sell, Our directional bias is a sell. So we might get short buys towards 28,000 zone. So in case you notice price action confirming buys around here, you can take short buys because this qualifies to be a support. You take short buys upwards to 28,000 zone. Once you get to 28,000, look out for price action to confirm sells. And why are you looking out for sells around 28,000 zone? First, it is our institutional level of pricing. Secondly, it is our optimal trade entry point. So you look out for sells around 28,000. And you'll be selling targeting 26,000. So keep biting a piece by a piece. Enjoy it slowly by slowly, taking partial profits on the way. Good. And for those who have been long enough with me, I took a class in my channel concerning continuation patterns. So those are the ones you will be using to enjoy Dow Jones downwards. But as I said, we might get short buys upwards and then we sell. That is scenario number 1. Scenario number 2, if there is price action to confirm that, hey, we are selling this market. That means if our support is broken like that, if we break our support strongly, you should wait for a retest. upwards to that zone, and then now you can take your sells without fear. But we will be targeting the same zone, and the bias remains the same. The bias remains the same. So for my friends who don't like to counter trade, you can wait to see, or rather, you can wait for either price to break or to buy to our OTE, so that you can now take your sells comfortably. But for my friends who don't mind to counter trade, you can, if there's price action confirming buys, you can take the short buys to 28,000 zone, and then you exit your positions and you look out for sells around this zone. Of course, you must allow for manipulation of price, so sometimes it may be 28,100, but around there, you'll be looking out for your sells. Good. So, whichever scenario overtakes, just know we will be targeting 26,000 zone. Good. And I think I'm done with that. I'd like to throw in something very brief for pound USD and for pound USD and pound JPY. So for pound USD, I will be looking for short buys, and I will be targeting 135 zone. And for pound JPY, I will be targeting 142 zone. So those are going to be my zones of target. Thank you so much, and wishing you all a blessed and a peaceful week ahead. All the best and goodbye.